And welcome to another of the Theater Professor vidcasts. My name is Terry Dana Chikimak II, and I am the Theater Professor. And welcome back to our series on Autodesk Sketchbook. If you can't tell right now, I'm a little bit under the weather. You know, the temperature changes that have been going crazy lately has had its effect on me. But you know, it is what it is, and I felt like it was time for another video. We will be continuing Autodesk's Sketchbook, but before I continue, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on with the Theater Professor. Wonderful strides on the website. Been having a lot of fun, seeing a lot of artwork going up. Really excited. If you haven't stopped by the website yet, it's www.thetheaterprofessor.com. You can check us out. Join our free membership. We have the Artists membership, or if you're looking to support the Theater Professor a little bit, you can always go for the Patron membership, which has its own wonderful things. In fact, something I'm going to be starting this month is my patron-only webinars. Very excited about it. Also, we have classes, online classes available. Currently available is Art Rage for the desktop, but Procreate for the iPad and Art Rage for the iPad are going to be released this weekend, so I'm very excited about that. If you're one of my members already, then you will be seeing a little email about that. I'm excited about getting those going, and then doing a bunch of other things. Lots of artwork lately. I've been having fun. All right, let's jump right into Autodesk Sketchbook. This week we are going to be looking at two tools. We'll be looking at the Steady Stroke tool and the Draw Style tool. Let's start with the Steady Stroke tool. The Steady Stroke tool is actually really cool. It allows you to create smooth lines very carefully, very easily, and the way they go about it in Autodesk Sketchbook is really quite intriguing. So you can see I've got it selected now. I'm at 40. That's the distance. So if you see, when I lay down my pen to the paper, notice the dotted line in front of the actual drawn line? Well, that is how you keep it smooth, because it's following that dotted line. Now, to give you an idea what that looks like if I turn that off, any little bump that I happen to create is noticeable. I'm following essentially the same path, essentially the same speed, but I obviously do not have near the steady hand that I get with the Steady Stroke on. How can this be helpful? Well, if you're doing like any type of comics or inking or anything like that, you can turn this on as you're going over your pencil outline and have really, really smooth lines. That's pretty cool, right? So if I were to come in here, let's say, let me grab a pencil. I'm going to grab a different color too, because this color's like freaking me out. There we go. And come in here and, start to do, let's do a circle. I'm going to be generic here. Maybe give the circle some eyes. Maybe a little bit of a chin. We all like chins, right? Maybe some hair. I don't know who this is. I'm just kind of futzing around, so you'll have to forgive me. And you start to rough outline of a person, very ugly person, not somebody that's good looking, unfortunately. I apologize, ugly person. There we go. Okay, now say you've done that and you want to then go ahead and ink that out. Well, you create a new layer, you grab your pen, you then can grab your smoothing tool. My pen's going to be a little big, so I'm going to reduce the size. That's not what I want. Let's take the size down to like 1. Let me see what that looks like. Still too big. Too big. Let's take it down to Not opacity. I want my opacity at full. There we go. Let's take our size down to 0.3. There we go. And we will zoom in a little bit. Okay. And now if we turn our smooth line is on. Even in these small movements, you can get some really nice, let's say I want to do a nice curve around her head, or his head. You see that? And you can do points as well. Okay? So again, this is just, putzing around. God, I'm so horrible at drawing people. I like inanimate objects better. They're nicer to me. So that is what this steady stroke does. You can create some really nice curves, some turns. You can adjust the distance. So to give you an idea, let me zoom out a little bit. Oops. If I took and turned my distance up to 120, see how my dotted line is much farther away now? The distance between my dotted line, the distance of the dotted line, my crosshair, and then the end of the actual line. And then, of course, you can take it down the other way. You can, go down to like 6. And you're not going to see it unless you get really close. I can barely see it. Wowzer. Let me bring it up to like... Oh, one of the things you can do is you can actually type on the number. So let's try 20. There we go. You can see my dotted line is much smaller. Okay, so that is adjustable. So again, this is a great tool for inking. So if you want to ink things, that's cool. And I don't mean like tattoos. That's a bad idea. You do not want to try to do tattoos with Autodesk Sketchbook. I mean, I don't even know how you do it. Would you stick your arm into the computer? That'd be awkward at best. Okay, the other thing we're going to look at the draw style. And what is the draw style? Well, really what it is, it's shapes. Okay, and we all like shapes, right? I'm a big shape fan. I'm going to create a new layer here because that's what I do. Bring this over, zoom out a little bit. And the shapes we have are square, circle, and line, and zigzag happiness line. The line is a line. You press, you hold, you lift, you have a line. Look at that. I know, it's cray-cray. You press, you hold, you have a line. You have another line, another line, another line. Your square does squares. Okay? You can see them. They're pretty. Your circles do circles. I've completely messed up this entire page now. And then finally, and this is kind of the cool one, the zigzag does zigzaggy stuff. And what I mean by that is, so if I start here and press, and press, and press, and press, and double press. Whoa, and then you get all sorts of wacky things going on. Hit the wrong button. There we go. So press, and press, and press, and press, and press. And you can see how this could be really kind of useful if you're doing buildings or something like that, and you want to, trace over things, and you definitely want nice hard edges. So you're doing windows or doors or, some sort of molding. You could come in there and go boom, and this point, this point, this point, and this point. Okay, so a lot of fun. The shapes and lines could be useful. I find them useful. The fact that you can do ovals and not just circles. Quick note on this shortcut: if you hold Shift, it will actually create regular shapes. So a circle, or if you do it with the square and hold Shift, all the sides are even. Okay, so definitely be aware of that. Control doesn't do anything. Alt is your color picker, so you don't want to do that. Shift with the line tools makes them horizontal or vertical Okay, depending on the line. So I did vertical here versus horizontal here. Okay, so if you're trying to do a true vertical or a true horizontal, those are the ways to go. All right, that's just a couple more tools in Autodesk Sketchbook. We will continue this series as we move on through the weeks. There's still a ton to learn in this program. I've only touched on things so far. My name is Terry Dana Chikimak II. I'm the theater professor. If you like what you're seeing here, go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love subscribers. You guys are fabulous. Or if you're watching this on my website, thank you so much. And if you haven't already become a member of the website, do that, www.thetheaterprofessor.com. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.